Hello everyone, I'm Eric, also known as DMC150, or just DMC for short, and welcome to an all-new Let's Play. Now we're starting with Megaman. This is from the Megaman Anniversary Collection on the PlayStation 2. So I was going to read the little intro thing, but this game doesn't have one, apparently. So if you're joining and you don't know much about Megaman, a quick summary about the story is the year is 2000X. Dr. Light, a world-renowned scientist in the field of robotics, has revolutionized the world. Pretty much, whatever the task could be, there's a robot for it. Construction, as you can see the level we're in, logging, electricity, whatnot, there's a robot for it. So, additionally to all of these robots, Dr. Light has made two robots to help around the lab, and also to fill in as surrogate children. Thus, they are rock and roll. Go figure. Music puns are very, very rampant for the most part in the old Mega Man games. But anyway, Dr. Light's colleague through most of this, his name is Dr. Wily, Dr. Albert Wily, was very tired of being overlooked, second-rated sort of thing towards Dr. Light, and was very jealous. So, he broke into Light's lab, stole 6 robots, reprogrammed them, and had them attack the city. His thoughts were take over the city, and then take over the world. Go figure. Anyway, Rock, being made with a very strong sense of justice, decided he couldn't let this stand and volunteered to stop Dr. Wily. So, Dr. Light, not wanting him to do this by himself as he stood, upgraded him into the Blue Bomber, or what we know him as, Megaman. And thus we have Gutsman stage here. And yeah, I'm not the greatest player. You didn't see my first continue yet, and yeah. That did just happen. So, perfect thing of what not to do, guys. Don't jump for a platform that's moving away from you. And if you're going to die, don't hit an enemy projectile as you're falling to your death, because that's just embarrassing. But anyway, this game plays not actually as good as some of the other ones, being the first in the series. The controls I found were a little bit stiff, and in the later episodes of this series, there's actually a couple of moments where my controller decided to move without me saying so. But it doesn't happen too often, and didn't prove to be too big of a problem. So in this game, being the first of its sort, there is no charge attack like the later versions of Mega Man or Mega Man X games and whatnot. The slide has not been introduced in this game yet either, so if you're familiar with later ones, it does not exist. All you can do is run, jump, and shoot. And yeah, pretty basic, but if you're also wondering why Beat's there with an arrow, that's something that was added in the Anniversary Collection. I don't know why they added that. I guess some players, or they thought maybe some players wouldn't really get where to go, or what pits may not be death and what's progress. I don't really get why, but anyway. These guys are incredibly dangerous. I don't believe I get hit here, no. They do about a third of your life in a single hit. And unlike the later Mega Man games, when you walk into the famous boss doors, you actually have a little bit of a corridor or something with enemies. Every level has something based around that. And this right here is another thing they added. Little flavor text. But yeah, here we go. First boss of this run is Gutsman. And the strategy for him, I'm not very good at fighting him, as you will notice, as he lands on the ground, if you're standing on the ground, you'll get knocked over. I don't think I dodged a single one of these things properly. Oh, there's a nice dodge, finally. But yeah, jump and shoot. Try to time your jumps so you're not on the ground at any point while it's shaking, and you'll be okay. And that's that. And collecting that power-up that drops from the sky after you kill the boss, that is what ends the level and ends up giving you his power. You can still take damage if there are attacks on the screen and you haven't collected that yet. So that's something to be wary of against some bosses. But that was Gutsman down and out of the way. And we're going to Cutmen next, because this is the order I love to do. Start with Gutsmen, get them out of the way, and throw rocks at Cutmen, because you can. So, this level is actually when I started to get the hang of the game and not suck as much as the last. There are no attempts cut out of this like the previous level. I actually had a game over that was not shown in this recording because it was absolutely shameful. It was almost as bad as jumping onto an enemy shot and falling into a pit, you know. Yeah, I had to at least show that because that was just shameful. But this level isn't too difficult. There's never really too much going on. And you gotta love the happy music. This, by the way, is coming to you post-commentary. I've recorded this a while ago, actually, before the Megaman Maverick Hunter X playthrough and the Monster Hunter Freedom playthrough that I'm doing. I actually recorded this in December, I believe, and it's just taken me this long to sit down and actually edit and add commentary to it. And so far, I don't really mind the post-commentary, but I actually think I do prefer live commentary more, so I think I'm going to go for that unless something happens with my audio recordings there, or if I feel like playing the game and I'm sick or something like that, and you know my voice isn't quite there or whatnot, then I might do post commentary for that. But yeah, so this is like I said before, this is the anniversary collection on the PlayStation 2, and there is actually an auto fire or rapid fire. If you hold triangle, you'll just like shoot as fast as possible. And I do actually use that a little bit here and there throughout the game, but for the most part I just use and mash square quickly. And if you're along those line of thought where like, oh, auto fire is cheating, then well, screw you, I really don't care. The game is still pretty tough. I am playing on the regular difficulty. There is an option to make it easier, but I've ensured it on the normal difficulty, so there's these guys will kill me in 3 hits. There you go. See, 1/3 of my health gone in a single hit. Some of the bosses in here will not hit any less hard than they did originally. Like, this is the original game, just with a different overlay, and the ability to cycle through your special powers using the L1 and R1, which is very, very handy. And yeah, again, that's just a little thing to add it in. Anytime you have that exclamation mark at the bottom, you can hit select and Dr. Light will say something about it. So here we go with Cutman. And you have 2 blocks, so 2 chances, which I totally missed, the first one. But yeah, if you don't miss, he will be dead with both of those things. And so the strategy for him is basically that. Keep moving, jump over his shots, and shoot him. He's really simple. And as you saw there, I took damage after I'd already killed him. So that is the thing. And that is actually going to bring us to a close on this episode. I'm going to go 2 levels per episode with this thing, or this run. So that is everything. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time.